Hello, welcome to Pat's Chat. I'm Doug Kyed, joined as always by Michael Hurley. Michael, we have a lot to discuss.
Yeah, the Patriots, they played a game, Doug. It was duty pie. Duty pie. Doug, we're going to talk about this game in detail, right?
Yes.
That's the plan
Oh,
on this podcast.
yes.
Patriots losing 21-14 to the Steelers.
Sounds so simple. 21-14, 5 touchdowns. What else possibly could have happened in
Nope.
this game?
Five touchdowns. Is that what? And they had five something else. 5 turnovers.
They also had 5 turnovers.
Unreal. I mean, just like that is. It's going to be difficult to do other.
First time since 2008.
When they got smoked by the Steelers, Ryan Clark had a cheap shot on Wes Welker, Matt Castle, not good. Anyways, it's hard to there are certain things that happen. It's hard to talk about the game when it gets so stupid. And when you turn it over twice in the end zone,
Yeah.
what you're doing is making everything stupid. Like you've stupefied this experience. And it's just like we're going to talk about everything, right? There's a lot going on. But ultimately, there's nothing more than that. We could just end the podcast now, a minute and a half, 5 turnovers, you can't win, game over.
What was the stupidest turnover? Probably the second Stevenson fumble?
On the goal line, yeah. Anything but that work. He could have turned around and punted it backwards. I don't know. I guess that would have been worse. But you're taking points off the board. I thought that was the dumbest. I mean, the first one was really bad. Yeah. Just sloppy, lazy. The game started, Rhamondre. The game started. And then
I think that the first one was a worse play. The second one was the stupid
situation. And then I actually I'm forgiving of Gibson's because it was a helmet on the ball. It was a good separation.
Fair.
I believe they gave it to TJ Watt, even though I'm pretty sure Peppers jarred it loose with his
helmet.
Oh,
yeah.
They should fix that. But Drake Mays was awful.
Ooh, Drake Mays was pretty stupid.
They had you're on the 35, right?
Yeah.
You're driving at that point to take a fourth quarter lead. It's 14-14.
Yeah.
You had just forced a punt. You're driving. You're moving the ball well. They really didn't have problems moving the ball. Yeah. You're either in field goal range or on the cusp of field goal range, and the play is shot. The play is dead. There is nothing to do with the ball. You're getting bombarded from all. At that point, your thought process shouldn't be, I got to flick this to someone in chaos and make something happen. It should be, we lost this play, and let's play the next one. And he didn't know that, and I don't know what he was trying to do. But he probably got lucky. It would have been an interception or something if he was able to flick that thing where he wanted to. It was nuts.
Right. I let me rewatch this play real quick. Yeah.
It's just the play is
maybe was he because he held the ball for a while before doing that too.
He was looking, I think, to flick it to whoever was out in the flat or to his right.
That was the play. Yeah. So I think he was like, oh, I actually have some time to maybe do something here.
Well,
especially
he did,
when Bradbury put someone on the ground.
But he avoided that initial rush when he was at the bottom of his drop.
Right.
And he stepped up, but then there's more people there. And
he's holding the ball for 5 seconds. No one's open. Just take the sack. Or earlier than that, throw the ball away.
I think he saw in his forefront, it's TJ Watt. I could beat him in the open field. I'll run around him. But then 3 guys jumped on his back, and in that moment, he's trying to fling it out. I'm trying to see who that is too.
There's zero chance he's able to fling that ball
to Henderson.
Henderson is 15 yards away.
He's
7
yards up the field.
And he's 10 yards away, maybe, right?
It's 7 yards, but it's just not a play. It's not a play. Let's say he flings it there and he catches it, and then Henderson's tackled at the line of scrimmage. The risk versus reward is insane.
It's a 1 yard play at that point.
Yeah, the risk versus reward is insane. I just think that Drake Maye had a good game in a lot of areas, but that one was so significant. You're trying to take a fourth quarter lead in a game you have no business winning,
right?
And you do that. So those, I guess, if you were to power rank them, it's Stevenson's fumble in the end zone, dude.
Yeah.
Actually, Doug, I think the interception was pretty bad too, because Booty was running wide ass open in the back corner of the end zone, and the ball needed just the smallest amount of touch to get over. If
not get batted by Hayward. Yeah.
If Cam Hayward didn't bat it, who picked it off? Chuck Clark. I think Clark might have been able to get a hand on it to break it up because it was like a bullet pass.
Right, it was
through
of
traffic,
a touch pass. Yeah,
and it's just that's not a good pass. So as much as you can, what's the right? Not absolve, whatever, a tipped pass. That one shouldn't have been anywhere near the hands. There has to be more feel on that. So really just an atrocious affront to football. Oh
This is
my
really
God,
like
we're only 5 minutes in. I feel like I've spent it all. I gotta calm down.
no, yeah, you do have to calm down because this pod took a turn that I wasn't expecting. But this is probably a really dumb thing to say, which is a good way to preface any of my comments. But if the Patriots had won that game, it might have been the second most preposterous win behind Super Bowl 51 that I can remember. Because like to turn the ball over 5 times and then to still have a chance to win that game just would have been like, what are we doing here? Like everything that you know about football is wrong.
Mhm.
You can actually turn over the ball 5 times, commit a crap ton of really dumb penalties, and still win a football game against a not horrible team.
I would twist that a little, Doug. Not that I disagree with any of it. I would twist that a little to say that you turned it over 5 times and you still should have won.
Yeah,
Like, it's
yeah.
not even like, oh, that would have been crazy if they won. It's like you blew it. You
Right.
blew
And
it.
I was asking Andrew Callahan, my colleague, at the end of the game, if the Patriots score here, do you go for two or do you kick the extra point? What would you have done? Not that this is the least
Um,
important thing, but I'm just curious what
yeah,
you would have done.
I when they were down 21-14.
Yes,
Yeah.
driving at the end.
Um, I'm a little scaredy cat in such situations, if I'm being
Do you
frank with you.
trust your kicker to make the extra point?
Yeah, that's a fair point. I was ready for it. I was geared up for the Borregales moment. We didn't get it. It's a great question. I do think this is sort of a cop out. But if I'm coaching the team, and maybe if we hadn't gone for it on fourth down 5 times and used up all of our 2-yard plays,
Right.
I might go for two. But I feel like at that point you're playing with fire. And we saw like the fifth fourth down conversion was when it didn't quite work out.
I would have kicked the extra point, and my reasoning, once again, is going to sound dumb as hell. But from the second quarter on, the Patriots, despite the fact that they turned the ball over 5 times, were actually the better team in this game.
By far. Can I give you numbers?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not even close. Like their defense was incredible.
So the first Pittsburgh drive after the fumble was embarrassing for the Patriots. You had Caleb Chase on offsides after being called for it twice last week. On the first play, he jumps.
Vrabel really needs to be like, this is the line of. It's called the line of scrimmage. It's a line, but there's a couple players on the team that don't know about the line.
Yeah, so you had that. You had a third down pass interference in the end zone. Yeah, it was just bad. Then the second drive was 12 plays, 70 yards, touchdown. Also bad.
Yeah.
The next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 drives from the Steelers. Ready? 3 plays, 5 yards. 1 play, -1 yard. 3 plays, 0 yards. 3 plays, 8 yards. 3 plays, 3 yards. 5 plays, 4 yards. It was insane.
Yeah,
like it was dominating by the Patriots defense.
And like they did bench 2 players after those first 2 drives. They benched Christian Ellis and Alex Austin. They
Alex Austin is
Jack Gibbons, Dr. Gibby, and Charles Woods. And like those guys played I guess all they really had to be was fine. I don't think that they were like astounding. I don't think they were incredible, but they just kind of went out there, did their jobs, and didn't mess anything up.
Don't hold on third down. Don't when you're setting up to defend in the end zone, don't just grab the shoulder pads and hang on.
People like there were penalties to complain about in this game.
Yeah.
That pass that I saw people being like, "Oh, is it ticky-tacky pass interference?" Like, no. Like
the one up the sideline on Davis.
Oh yeah, that one I thought was kind of.
But the Patriots benefited from one of those too on booties up the left sideline.
Right.
So those kind of, but yeah, the Alex Austin defensive holding, which negated Milton Williams' strip sack on third down.
Right.
That was a bogus call. Like there was not much there.
So wait, that was which one was that?
I believe Austin. It was Austin running an out, and Alex Austin.
Yeah.
Touched him a little at the top.
Yeah.
It was not really.
The hold wasn't bad, and I mean the worst of all was the Marcus Jones personal foul for the low block.
Yeah, that's
when I was like, I tweeted about this, but like to have a low block and a holding penalty on an edge defender called against the same defense in the same game and the same half. Has that ever happened before? And the hold on Chase on, I didn't get a great look at it. I don't think they showed a great replay. Yeah. It was also one of those games at Gillette where the TV is so far behind the play on the field that like you can't actually watch a replay. Otherwise you're missing live action, but still I digress.
And the video board went out for a bit.
It did.
That's fine.
And then it started working, and it got a big cheer from the crowd, louder than any of the play on the field at that point.
Yeah, that's the other thing, Doug. We started. I mean, I mentioned it there with the Steelers. You could not dream up a worse start to a football game than what the Patriots did. Like, you had fumble, you had penalties, you got bowled over for 2 drives, you had 20 yards of offense on 9 plays. Like, it was just almost like a bad dream. And it makes you wonder, I don't know, is starting games going to be a problem? It just feels like...
It seems like a lot of things are going to be a problem. I think ultimately, and to just close out my point on, I would kick the extra point. I would have faith in the defense to make a stop there. And the offense really wasn't having trouble moving the ball when they weren't turning it over. And I think you almost have to play the odds there, be like, well, they're not going to turn it over a 6th time, even though they might. But like, still, yeah. But no, I mean, the beginning of that game, I just think ultimately what this comes down to is like, the Patriots are probably not going to be a good team this year. Any wins they get are, I don't know, they're going to be hard fought. They're going to be weird. They're going to be ugly. And this team is realistically probably another year away from actually being like genuinely consistent and competitive.
Yeah, I did the leftover thoughts, of course, the world famous leftover Patriots thoughts, which don't really make sense the night of, but whatever, they're still left over. And the first thought after the lead, which was about Pop Douglas's failed 4th down, which we'll probably get into in detail, was just big picture. Like, you can't feel good about the Patriots being anything other than the lower third of the league, because the Raiders are not a good football team, and they whooped you on your home turf. They lost today. Who'd they lose to? They lost to Marcus Mariota in the Commanders.
Yeah, they got like demolished, right?
Yeah, pretty convincingly. Yeah. The Steelers are not a good football team. They beat the Jets, who are 0-3. Right. They are not going to be a good team.
They got stomped by the Seahawks. Seahawks beat another team today, but still, these are not like good football teams. All 3 of these teams that they played so far are not good.
Yeah, and now also Aaron Rodgers was not good today. Like, he looked as bad as I've ever seen. Like, he was throwing to just empty swaths of grass.
Yeah, a couple times. One not empty because Robert Spillane caught it, but still, yeah.
Did you see my joke? Did you catch it?
I don't.
Did you see my joke on Twitter when he threw that?
No, I don't think so.
Do you know what I said?
What?
I said Aaron Rodgers of Vailoa. Do you get it?
I do get it.
Everyone,
comparing him. Hold on. You were comparing him to Tua Tagovailoa.
People like around the world were celebrating my joke. They were like, "This was the joke of the day."
Was it? You might have messed it up. Was it to Aaron? You should have done that.
No, I didn't do that. It was too confusing. I didn't want to confuse the viewer or reader at home. But yeah, no, like, Rodgers was great on the game-winning drive.
Yeah,
great touchdown pass. But it's not as if you faced an all-time great quarterback today. He did not look. He really didn't look good until that last drive. So,
what do you think Drake Maye thought of his swagger today?
I think he thought good swagger. They did show on the broadcast their grips are indeed the same. Where's my football?
Oh, I didn't see if they met after the game, if they talked after the game. Whenever you pick up your football, it reminds me that I've got a football next.
So here's the deal, Doug. This is for the real pigskin heads at home.
Mm-hmm.
You and I might grab a football and put the pinky on the seam like that while we throw it. Drake Maye and Aaron Rodgers, they just kind of put it in the groove here. Gives you a little extra spin. So that's what we learned about the grips today.
Interesting. Very fascinating. Well, that's good to know.
Can we talk about the 4th down at the end? Because I tweeted a picture of it.
I have 2 things lined up. I have what do you do about Rhamondre Stevenson and what do you do about DeMario Douglas? So let's start off with Douglas. This is fresh on my mind. Can I? So there's so many issues with what happened. Douglas should have just ran to the 1st down mark. Like, you could say that the throw was short of the sticks, and like you could try to blame Drake for it that way, but like Douglas just should have ran to the 1st down marker. He should have ran to the sticks.
He was asked about it. He had a quote. I didn't really like it. I knew I was somewhere by it, he said, because we only had 2 yards. And it's like, we know, Doug,
Yeah.
what a highly effective executing football team does in those situations. And short of Kevin Falk running a foot short on 4th and 2 in 2009 in Indy,
Right.
we know what it looks like when the Patriots offense operates effectively. It's like you run, and we saw it for years. The Patriots won so many games because they made those plays and other teams didn't. And it's you need a yard and a half, you run 2 yards, you catch it there. But even still, despite basically coming up short of the sticks, you got to catch the ball and backtrack and get smoked in the back and absorb the contact and live, like keep the game alive.
Yeah.
And I know it's a split-second decision, but it's just that is the decision he made. Because if you catch it and back up, you're going to get the foot you need.
So the problem with that is that he clearly didn't know where he was on the field. So he didn't know to do that. And like what I think about here is in Super Bowl 54, before that game, I was talking to Wes Welker about what Nick Caserio was like as a wide receiver.
Could you tell me who played in this Super Bowl?
This was the 49ers and the Chiefs.
Thank you.
So I was talking to Wes Welker about how Nick Caserio was as a wide receivers coach, and he was like, he drove me crazy because he was so precise about how many yards, how many steps we took on every single route. And like Wes Welker, I'm paraphrasing, but it was basically just like, come on, man, let's live a little. like it doesn't have to be like this exact and precise, but like that is the way that the Patriots were teaching and coaching their wide receivers for years and years and years. And who knows, they might still be doing that, but like Wes Welker would have known exactly where he had to run on the field.
Danny Amendola would have known where to run. Julian Edelman would have known where to run.
Julian Edelman would have. Troy Brown would have.
I'd say like Chris Hogan would have known. Rob Gronkowski would have known. Like there's Hunter Henry would have known. So it's not.
So I think that's like specific. That's the issue. And I love DeMario Douglas as a person, great guy. I think that he still has potential, but like I think that they do need to sit him to just like get down those little details, because like multiple times a game now, there are times when you're like, oh, Drake Maye and DeMario Douglas are not on the same page. They are not reading this the same way. And like, it feels like every single time that Douglas has to like sit in his zone, he just goes too far. And then Drake winds up throwing behind him. And like, that looks bad on Drake's part, but this is a repeated error that is specifically happening with DeMario Douglas. So I don't know if like just being like, hey, all right, do it in practice and like take that to the game. That doesn't seem to be working right now. And I do still think that there's some like DeMario Douglas still has plenty of career left. I think he's gonna be a good player, but like this sounds ridiculous, but like I don't hate the idea of sitting him for Efton Chisholm next
especially
week.
Because you have Chisholm there, like who maybe he does. Maybe he knows to run 2 yards and catch the ball and absorb the contact and move the chains. But did you so 2 plays before that, it was second down, and that was when Douglas came on the crosser and Maye threw behind him. Yeah. I thought the same thing, what you just said. I'm like, these guys are never on the same page.
No.
But then, I mean, I don't see any reason why Douglas would settle down in that scenario where he's streaking across the field. Like, I think that was a misfire by Maye.
It might have been a misfire. But like, there was the interception too that like flew over DeMario Douglas's head. Yeah. And it's like, okay, well, do we know that Douglas was in the right place?
Yeah, it does seem to be a theme. That's why when it came up, I saw it. But even that to the point of like fans' feelings right now, for whatever it is, feelings are raw. Like I tweeted a screenshot of where Douglas was when he caught it, and there's people reacting quite a bit. But then I posted the video of that pass I just mentioned, and a lot of people are killing Pop for not catching it, that it should have been a catch, that he's not. And it's like, not really. I mean, he's running full speed one way and it's thrown behind him. So it just tells you that maybe public sentiment probably backs what you're saying.
Right.
In that.
DJM just put in the comments also, Reese retweeted a video of Pop on that play with a breakdown from Orlovsky. I saw this. Orlovsky was saying that Pop was lined up like basically like 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage
instead of 1.
And obviously he's a slot receiver, so he needs to be, or in that case, he was not supposed to be on the line of scrimmage. Right. He was supposed to be backed up, but like some of the receivers around him were kind of inexact with where they were on the field as well. So like it might, if he had lined up on the line of scrimmage, it might have looked like he wasn't offset. I don't know. Like but he should obviously have awareness of where he is on the field on that.
That was also coming out of a timeout.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like there should have been no panic. And Drake May said after the game, like, I wish I told the guys, what did he say? I wish I told the guys,
To like get to the first down, but it's like it's obvious. Like you don't need to remind them
I
on
wish I
that.
would have told those guys 4th and 1, just try to catch it and get upfield. I wish I would have told them that in the huddle. Those little things go a long way. Yeah, nothing popped it wrong, just trying to make a play.
I
And it's
mean,
like,
you have
yeah,
to
but
know
like this
this
isn't Pee Wee
situation.
football.
I
This
know.
is the
I know.
National Football League, and I just think there's an element of, and I saw some criticism of the throw from Maye. It's like the cornerback came off the edge untouched. Like he had to throw around him. Like
He had to throw it immediately. Yeah.
and he had to throw it where he threw it. There was a man jumping in his face.
Right.
It was a bad situation. You don't want to like overly emphasize one play when they again turned it over 5 times, but it goes to you're in position there to be in position to steal one, and you just kind of you got to be better than that. If you get beat straight up, but if you are careless, that's not what you need.
Do you know how many yards DeMario Douglas has in 3 games?
I do actually. I put it in a story.
He has 13 yards.
13 yards. That puts
He
him on a
had
pace.
he had
He did have. Oh, go ahead.
He had -2 yards in week 1, 8 yards in week 2, 7 yards in week 3. He has been targeted 13 times, which is considerably more than guys like Kayshon Boutte.
Yeah.
I think it's considerably more than Mac Hollins. Like, I'll get to this eventually, but like, can we throw Kayshon Boutte the damn ball? Like, can he get some more targets?
Just
He's
receivers.
the guy who can make contested catches. He's the guy who can play downfield. Like, can we get this man some targets?
Just, wide receivers in general, probably. Like the receiving.
Wide receivers in general, but like Kayshon Boutte, very specifically Kayshon Boutte.
Douglas did have a 17-yard catch that was negated by Mike and Wenyu kind of floating down the field. So give him that. But 13 yards in 3 games, I believe, puts you on pace for a 74-yard season. So
Jalen Polk-esque.
Something's got to change there. I wonder if he does pull it, because like we talked about this with a lot of guys. A ton of the guys that they shipped out were either Belichick guys or whatever, however you want to phrase it.
Yeah.
Douglas was a beloved Belichick guy, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
From the moment he stepped in, and we've wondered aloud on this podcast, like, does this current coaching staff feel the same way about him?
Well,
he's not making the best impressions thus far.
I think I made some people angry, like possibly even like coworkers included, people I was talking to included, of like saying this offseason, Pop had some issues last year being in the right place. Yeah. Alex Van Pelt pointed it out after games. And like, would that be an issue in a Josh McDaniels offense? And McDaniels has the Patriots have reduced his snaps, so that already points that there's an issue. But like, also just we can see that it's an issue with him not being in the right place at the right time all the time. So I don't want to harp on it. I do want to just repeat, like, he's a very talented player. He just, I think like he needs to master the mental aspect. And until he proves that he can do that, whether it's Diggs just playing in the slot for a whole game or whatever it is, like, or Chisholm, seeing what we did out of him from the summer, like, I think that someone needs to be getting those opportunities, even if it's only like a week or 2 break.
I agree. I just think I'm trying to think of the targets back when he led the team in targets 2 years ago with 79. That team, he had 561 yards, so that team was not very good under Bill O'Brien. But I don't know. I guess last year, perhaps some of the P's and Q's weren't exactly harped on in Alex Van Pelt's offense, and maybe some bad habits were brought about. And obviously that will never work for a slot receiver in Josh McDaniels' offense. So work to be done. And it's hard to tell because like Chisholm seems to be scout teaming so much that I don't know how many reps he's had in this offense since training camp.
That, but
they'd have to decide by Wednesday is what I'm saying. Like they would need to have him in the game plan Wednesday.
They would absolutely. Like they would need to know probably by tomorrow. But like, I don't know if you caught this. Todd Downing said that Efton Chisholm will just like show up to his office in the morning and want to watch him putting the PowerPoint together in the morning. And he's also like staying late with Mac Chisholm. I don't think like knowledge of the offense is going to be an issue for Efton Chisholm.
Yeah.
Like that guy's doing things that like are unnecessary. Like putting together the PowerPoint, like I don't know how many guys have done that in the past, but like
Yeah.
I think he knows the offense pretty well. It's just a matter of like, can his skill set translate against NFL starters the way that it did against NFL backups?
Hmm.
But there's only really one way to find out, right?
Right. And I mean, just 13 yards, Doug, is one catch. It's not 3 games of production. That's just
Right. Yeah.
like it's something has to be done. Like 1, 2, 3, 4 Patriots had catches of more than 13 yards today.
Right.
So
And
it's just
it's like he ran backwards when he shouldn't have. And like, could he have 1000% have picked up the first down had he moved forward? 1000%
yeah.
no.
No,
But
yeah.
like, you have the better chance at that point than
Also,
losing yards.
you said he didn't know where he was in the field. I would say he also didn't know the cornerback was hotly pursuing. He saw Patrick Queen and was like, I'll just run around this guy real easy, not
Right.
realizing that there's someone else coming
He was
at
going to
him.
have to beat someone who was already built up steam chasing him from behind.
So yeah, just not a good play. And does it lose them the game? No, but it just felt
No, it wasn't single handed, but no.
it was
Yeah.
pretty deflating, I guess, considering they were in a position to tie the game there.
Right. So what do you
Oh,
do about Rhamondre?
one thing on that, just to finish it.
Yeah.
Would I have kicked the field goal, go for 2? I think Mike Vrabel, who went for it on 4th and 1 from his own 15-yard line, probably would have just
That
gone
was wild.
probably would have just gone for 2. That drive, Doug. We'll do Stevenson
Yeah.
next. But that drive, right? 4th and 1 at your own 15. I think you're down 14-0 at that point.
Right.
Like things are going haywire. You go for it on 4th and 1 at your own 15, which is insane. You
Yeah.
call a like flick play deep in the back. Stevenson caught that flick 5 to 6 yards deep in the backfield and
Yeah.
beat his man, like got 10 yards on it. Crazy play. Next play, interception. Replay overturns it. Next play, Henry fumble. Didn't catch it though.
Yeah.
Eventually get down the field. There's a few things that happen in between there. I already forget. You get to the end zone and Drake May throws an interception. I don't think any football fan should ever have to live through that.
No.
Like if
Yeah.
you're a Patriots fan and
Lots
you
of heart
didn't,
palpitations there. Yeah.
that drive was chaos. Like it was
Yeah.
just like, I think, you know how they say like a pack of cigarettes takes however much time off your
Right.
life? Like that drive was unhealthy to live through for anyone stressing through it.
On the first down pickup, I don't know how it looked on TV, and I don't know how it looked for me rewatching it. Did it feel like on that play half the Steelers like didn't know that the play was live?
I don't recall that.
Maybe it's just because they were all crowding the line, but like I feel like half the Steelers team just like stopped moving on that play.
I'm trying to remember. I don't know. It was maybe they didn't think he was going to snap it because it was 4th and 1 at their own 15.
Right. I think that might have been it. They were like, "Nah, we don't buy this. Come on."
And it was like, don't jump, and they're like, oh,
Right.
he's actually.
They're actually doing this.
Yeah. So back to your Rhamondre Stevenson. It's all you.
Yeah. So what do you do about Rhamondre Stevenson? Because the Patriots only have 3 running backs on their roster. They have Terrell Jennings on their practice squad. I mean, I think you probably just have to bench him, start either Gibson, who also fumbled, or Henderson in week 4, but have Stevenson available on the bench at least. I don't think you just straight up deactivate him. I've seen Patriots fans asking for him to be cut. I don't think you do that either, because I don't think that like you have the talent on the roster to overcome that.
You have
But I
to do
think that's
you have
the
to do
path they
something
take.
drastic. Yeah, you have to do something drastic because, again, like if the second fumble was Gibson's, if it was the similar thing where he's got the ball in his chest, but then a helmet just separates the ball from body and it comes out, you could be like,
Right.
that's a tough break. The second one was awful. Like it was just awful.
Yeah.
You're running into the end zone and he's running as if it's, a Sunday stroll. So you probably, and then the tricky part is twofold. Like, does Travion Henderson look like he's ready for like a number 1 workload? I would say no. Like he just,
No.
he shows that he's going to make it in the NFL.
Right.
But I don't think he's ready to be, even, I mean, Ashton Genty was the best running back in the country last year and has had his issues in the NFL.
Right.
Like it's an adjustment. So I don't think you want to go there. And Gibson, very good number 2. Like, is he your number 1? I don't know. Like Stevenson.
He was at times last year. Like I don't think it's ideal, but yeah.
But like Stevenson today, I wrote it down. He had 46 yards on 7 touches. So like he's still effective. He was their leading receiver last week. he's been so good for them, but it's
That's the
kind of
thing.
it's meaningless if you turn it over. So it's why it's trickier than just bench him or deactivate him,
Right.
because he has been in an offense like we talked about where the receivers aren't doing much. He's been such a big part. So it's tricky. And Vrabel sort of stated as much, where he's like, I don't know what we are going to do.
Right. He was like, it's 20 minutes after the game. I have no idea what we're going to do. We need him. We need him to be good. I don't know. I mean, I not to get into this, but like I saw Patriots fans on Twitter being like, why are they even playing him? It's like, well, did you see last week? Like they only won because of him last week.
Yeah. We're now the Pats fans on Twitter chat. We respond too much to angry people on Twitter.
I know, but I think it needs to be addressed when like something, it's just like, I don't know, like there's a reason why they were playing him. He was good last week. He hasn't fumbled so far this season. He fumbled twice in a game. Yeah, now you got to adjust. And I think that there's like they benched him for a little bit. He didn't play for like an entire quarter, but then they put him back in there probably to be like, hey, we trust you, the way that they did with Andre Borregales.
Mm-hmm.
And it came back to bite them, unlike last week.
If they won,
Andy Borregales.
If they won, they would have given Rhamondre a game ball. That's like, great job, buddy.
Right.
It's a tough spot. I do think the simplest thing is kind of what you said. You bench him, but he's got to be in uniform on Sunday. Like we've talked about this ad nauseum. They aren't a talented roster top to bottom, and they're not in a position to get rid of talented players like, say, Jabril Peppers. So it just seems like they're kind of stuck.
They have a spot on their 53-man roster. Do you sign a running back off of a practice squad just to be like, hey, this is serious?
I don't know. I would.
You got Jeff Wilson and Jermichael Hasty in Miami. You got.
You could probably sign yourself a Zeke Elliott. I'm sure he's out there.
You got Dearness Johnson on the Ravens.
I would say
there's some guys.
Yeah, no.
Well, because like, what if this happens again? And not to like play the like what if game, a slippery slope game.
Well, then you do it then.
I guess.
Because you sign a guy to your 53, it's not. Yeah, I wouldn't do that yet.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire is on the Chiefs practice squad.
That would be funny, just from the prospect of stealing Clyde Edwards-Helaire from the Chiefs, who was supposed to be their guy.
He was supposed to be their guy. That's crazy to have him on the practice squad. Like if I were him, I would have tried to go somewhere else, I think.
Maybe he likes Missouri.
It's certainly possible.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess like that's the big one. We covered Drake Maye's turnovers, which I thought were pretty bad.
And he also had, well, I mean, we didn't address the fact that he also had 2 interceptions dropped. One was a penalty. The other one was what, a miscommunication with DeMario Douglas. So I don't know if either one of them were like fully on.
What was the second one?
The
first one was like an airmail, right?
It was an airmail to DeMario Douglas where like the guy dove and it wasn't a dropped interception, but like
he didn't catch it.
It was called an interception, then was called back.
Yeah. I don't remember the second one. I'm blanking.
That was the second one, I think.
Oh, what was the first one?
The first one, it was very early in the game. There was an illegal contact on someone.
Oh, was it third down incompletion?
Might have been. I'm trying to find it in my notes.
Find it in the notes, Doug. No.
This is great podcasting.
No, I'm gonna.
So it was the third play of the first drive. There's illegal contact on the Steelers. It came after the 0-yard sack.
Well, it was ruled an incompletion. So
it was okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, because the interception was dropped.
Got it. But if it was
I think like
got it.
Maybe if there hadn't been illegal contact and the guy that Drake was throwing to would have been there. It's tough to say. I didn't get a great look at the replay because of what I said earlier. But yeah.
I would say this though about Drake Maye. Obviously a little sloppy with the football as we covered. A good day for him and Josh McDaniels. I thought the first quarter, 3rd and 5, they ran one of the silliest plays I've ever seen. They sent Pop Douglas in motion toward the line and ran like a spaghetti string route concept where nobody really tried to get open.
Right.
And Drake Maye ended up getting sacked. Will Campbell kind of got stuck to the middle of the line, but Like that play was nothing doing. And I was kind of like, what the hell was that? But from that point forward, Josh McDaniels, I thought not only the fourth downs and everything, but just made a lot of things easy for Drake Maye. There was like design rollouts where it was just him and one man in the open field where he
Yeah.
would have big gains. There was after one of the fourth down conversions, you have to forgive me for not remembering exactly which one. They ran this play where everything flowed right, Maye flowed right, and Henry kind of leaked out to the left against the flow. Yeah. And it was just sort of a nice, easy play for him. The touchdown pass, McDaniels had a lot of good counters to blitz situations where they knew the Steelers were going to blitz. I thought the touchdown pass to Hunter Henry was a great example of that. They sent 6 and ran the play fake against it, which caused the second level of defense to fully step up. And then you had 3 guys running routes against 2 defenders, and Maye knew it. You could tell Maye was prepared for that because if you rewatch it, he play fakes and he looks right at Henry and waits for him to break because he knows he's not going to be covered. So I thought if you're looking for a positive today, the Josh McDaniels, Drake Maye long-term thing, I think had a good foundational day today.
Yeah, no, I think that Drake Maye overall played pretty well. Not as bad as week 1, obviously not as good as week 2, but like it would have been an improvement over week 1. So we're still seeing like kind of it's not a full linear upward trajectory, but it's still upward from week 1, despite the mistakes. But like, yeah, if you don't turn the ball over 5 times in this game, Drake Maye leads them to victory without much of a sweat, I feel like.
All right, let's play this game. What if they turn it over 4 times?
Well,
either of the end zone
there's
interceptions.
A sweat, but I think they still probably win it. I guess it depends on which one is subtracted.
Yeah. Well, so you had 2 in the freaking end zone.
Yes.
So at least 4 points subtracted on each one, 7 in some cases.
Yes.
The Drake Maye fumble, they were at the 35 when he got sacked. So that's with Borregales, I don't know. He's good at the long ones. So probably at least 3 points there. Gibson fumbled at the Pittsburgh 45-ish.
Right.
So you're on the other side of the 50. So there was a lot like Stevenson's early one was on their own 35 or whatever. So whatever. But yeah, I think if you remove one of those turnovers, they probably win.
Yeah. I think they win with a little bit of a sweat, but they do win. If they only turn the ball over once or twice, it's like not a blowout, but like a very easy, relatively easy win.
Yeah. Anything surprise you? Like no sacks? That surprised me. They didn't sack Aaron Rodgers at all, which...
Yeah, I mean, Milton Williams should have, but that was the hold on
That was the hold on Alex Austin, which was a bogus call. I'll grant you that. I will allow you to say that one was bogus because I think even J.J. Watt said it was bogus on the broadcast.
Yeah, so I think that's surprising. Not a lot of pressure. I think some of those guys still played relatively well, but I would have expected... I mean, they led the league in sacks coming into the week, and I'm assuming they no longer do.
They also, a lot of times, it was 3rd and long, and it was sort of the antithesis of week 1. Instead of sending the house, they faked sending the house and rushed 4 and dropped 7. Yeah. I didn't like the 3rd and long where they faked the blitz, and Marte Mapu was moving toward the line of scrimmage at the snap, as was Jonnu Smith ran right around him, and it was like, I don't think Marte Mapu is good enough at coverage to be doing that. Like, I don't know. It just doesn't strike me.
Tough. Carlton Davis trying to pick off the screen early in the game also wasn't great.
Yeah, that was another, like the beginning of the game was just so bad. It's like you're offsides. Yeah. You're trying to pick off a screen that goes for like 30 because of it.
Yeah. But Davis, like Carlton Davis, I think he had the pass interference, which I thought was bogus. Mike Vrabel seemed to think it was bogus too.
Yeah, the touchdown was actually pretty good coverage on DK Metcalf.
Yeah,
he was
like DK Metcalf is just gonna win sometimes. Overall, though, like being without Christian Gonzalez in this game hurt. But I think that guys like Charles Woods played well when he came in for Alex Austin. Austin obviously played poorly, but like give the coaching staff credit for addressing 2 areas of weakness with Ellis and Austin and almost immediately replacing them.
Well, yeah, Austin's in over his head. Like that, the Gonzalez return needs to happen. Like Alex Austin needs to go back to his slot. However, there's things in football you can control and things you can't. And fumble recoveries, by and large, are not. And when Harold Landry hits Jonnu Smith, who just gives it to you. And if you
Yeah.
rewatch it, I tweeted the video. Landry, just in the course of tackling Jonnu, kind of spins around on the ground, and his foot just ever so slightly, as Craig Woodson is about to pick up the ball, his foot ever so slightly kicks it toward the sideline, and Woodson has to adjust, dives at it, recovers it with his shoulder on the white, out of bounds. So Pittsburgh retains. And that was right after the Patriots tied the game. It was 14-14. You would have had it at their 35. And it's like, that's one of those moments where it's like, you did everything right. They did force the punt a few plays later, but it's obviously a different. I think Maye fumbled on the next one. So maybe he would have fumbled anyway. But the point is, as I don't know. I don't want to say it's random that you lost all your fumbles.
No, it is like, fumble recoveries are largely like random.
It's random in like a macro sense, but if me and you were on the field and we're on different teams and the ball's there and like I beat you to it because I'm more tenacious, or I'll give you the credit. I don't want to get the praise. If you are more tenacious and nasty than me and you dive at it and you're willing to die for it, you're going to get. So it's not a random thing. And if you Cam Newton it, all due respect to Cam Newton, you can't. So there's more to it than that. But I think where it bounces, whether it goes out of bounds, et cetera, is largely random.
What is your opinion on what Mike Vrabel thinks about penalties?
Oh, I'm glad you said that, because I believe like one of maybe the third or fourth thing he said at the podium was that the Carlton Davis PI was bogus. And to me, like, you've got bigger fish to fry, brother.
Well, he also said that like they fixed that in the second half, which that's great to fix it, but like the first half still happened.
He's excusing a lot of penalties. He did that last week, I think.
Well, that's why I was asking. Like, we never talked about the EI thing where he said that like, penalties. Like, I did the research. It's kind of 50-50 on whether you win or lose based on like the penalty battle.
Wouldn't you think
I'm sure that's true, but like, I still think that being a disciplined team that's not like the first half was like, there was a ton of bad penalties.
Well, I would like to see the numbers on third down penalties on defense, because you had a third down pass interference in the end zone that immediately led to a touchdown. You had a third down defensive holding penalty. You had two of them. One was, I don't know. We say the chase on one was legit. Hard to tell on a run play. But third down penalties that keep drives alive, like those aren't things you just say, oh, well, they don't affect winning.
Because it's essentially a turnover. Like, you're losing a turnover on that.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just the comment, because I mean I could bring his transcript, but I could just he was asked the second question, I believe, was what do you attribute the turnovers and the penalties to? And he was like, the penalties. I mean. And if you're telling me Carlton Davis's pass interference is pass interference, then that's new to me. And I'm just kind of like, that should honestly be the last thing from your mind right now. And
I understand getting frustrated about penalties, especially like I mentioned earlier, like the Marcus Jones,
but that one,
but like
they forced a punt 3 plays later. It was inconsequential in the grand scheme of things, and it was like really irrelevant.
The penalties, we cleaned that up, but the penalties. Called a couple defensive holds. They called on them. You have to tell me that penalty on Carlton Davis is actually defensive pass interference. That's new for me. Again, I think the turnovers are much more critical than penalties. Much more critical.
Yeah.
So, but and I don't know. I think that
I want to be clear as like a media guy.
Clearly, Mike Vrabel knows what he's doing here. But I think that I get what you're saying. Where like once you start just being like, the penalties or whatever. It kind of excuses your team to make penalties.
Yeah.
And
it's, he's a hard ass, like, right. Like he checks all the boxes of being a hard ass football coach. Like he's old school. It doesn't jibe with that. It's an odd philosophy from someone that you would expect to just be sort of intolerant of sloppy football.
Right. So one of my friends on Twitter said the Patriots don't deserve any booms after this game, only dooms. I do have 2 booms though.
Okay, hit me. Let me guess a boom. Okay.
To me, they are both obvious booms.
Okay, obvious booms
that you would have to be a real dummy to not get. Just kidding.
Well, give me a minute because I'm not bringing up the box score or anything.
Idiot.
I'm not bringing up the box score.
Real doofus.
Hunter Henry. Henry is a boom. Great
boom.
game from him. When he was
a signature Hunter Henry game.
When he was feeling that knee, it was like, oh brother.
Although, like Austin Hooper, as I've said before, extremely capable backup, but still, Hunter Henry was pretty exceptional in this game.
You gotta love Hooper as a backup, though. As a number 2.
100%.
All right, obvious.
Oh, I did like the crowd going Hoop after his second catch in a row. It's just like the whole crowd thought to do that at the same time. That's kind of wild, right?
Steelers fans that used to do Heath, and then they might have done that for Freiermuth.
They do Muth for Freiermuth.
I'm saying they're just used to doing it for their tight ends.
When they see a tight end.
I'm sure there were a lot of them there, right?
I don't really think this is sound logic.
What? Oh, whatever. All right. So another boom like Spillane.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought it was a really good bounce back game by Robert Spillane.
He took it personally last week that he missed every tackle in his neighborhood.
He got caught flat-footed by Warren on one play, but otherwise he had it was like a crap ton of tackles. I think if you look on NFL Jesus, next to his name, it just says crap ton for total of tackles.
Yeah. 15 tackles. Holy smokes. Crap ton. Holy smokes. The pick, it hit him in the nipples.
Yeah, I mean, but he returned it pretty far. I mean,
it's true. He definitely. There was a video last week of the Patriots going back in the locker room,
right?
And Vrabel's giving them daps and everything.
Yeah,
Spillane looked so pissed last week.
Yeah,
you could tell that whether or not he's like a great NFL player, he's better than that. And I think he showed this week
he was happens. Like really the only standout defender. And Henry was really the only standout offensive player. Like the Patriots, as we've said, should have won that game. And had they won it at the end, Maye probably would have been another boom. Like if he had led them on a touchdown or a game tying or touchdown winning drive, I think you give him a boom.
You know what I used to do, Doug, in these situations? Because at CBS, we used to do 3 ups and 3 downs.
Yeah.
And in a situation like this, do you know who would have made my ups? Drake Maye. And do you know who also would have made my downs? Drake Maye. That's how. So he's booming and dooming because
booming and dooming.
He had a lot of booms. He led the team
in rushing. Aren't we all booming and dooming?
That's kind of life.
This thing called life.
That is life as we know it. But he had, 268 passing yards, completed 28 of 37. What's that? I'm not good at math.
Yeah,
60 something %. 2 touchdowns. But 5 sacks.
Yeah.
Trying to think. At least one of those, the strip sack. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, he had a lot of good, but the turnovers ultimately, both of them were really caught. Both of them took points off the board.
They did.
What do you think about this?
I just want to say right now, I hope that this podcast goes on for 20 more years, whatever it is, 10 years from now. We're still doing booms and dooms.
Yeah.
And it's outlasted the relevance of the Costco guys. And people are like, wow, they came up with boom and doom. That's pretty good.
Doug, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you think it'll take 20 years to outlast the Costco guys?
No, I think we might have already outlasted the Costco guys.
As you said that, I'm like, oh yeah, I guess that's where you got the idea. So we're well on our way to that. What did you think of that sequence where they get down deep into the red zone and throw the ball a million times? Drake Maye gets concussed basically and then throws an interception.
Yeah, I think you probably run the ball because no one had fumbled at that point, right?
Stevenson fumbled on the first.
He had fumbled once, so your
options. But they were willing, clearly, to go back to him on the goal line later.
Yeah, probably not that early though. So I understand not going to Stevenson there, but yeah, Henderson's shown that he can run through tackles. Gibson's a big running back. He's 230 pounds. Probably would have ran the ball once, but I don't know if that was something that specifically caught my eye in the moment.
Yeah.
And it probably should have, but I can't now in retrospect blast them for it.
Oh, geez. Plus, ultimately,
we are nothing but honest in this podcast.
Plus, ultimately, you schemed open a wide open Kayshon Boutte on third down. You just threw a bad pass.
Can I say once again, can we throw Kayshon Boutte some more targets?
True.
What are we doing here?
True. But just for this, you can get to that in a second. So it was 1st and 10 at the 6, first and goal at the 6.
Yeah.
They ran it to Gibson for a loss of 2 yards.
Right.
And then sorry. I was on the wrong interception. I was like, I can't read. All right. So it was 1st and goal at the 5.
Yeah.
Offsides penalty gives him 1st and goal at the 2.5. Passing complete short right. No target. That was when Maye threw it out the back of the end zone.
That was an incredible throwaway, by the way.
Which, by the way, all these years later, Tom Brady's still the only person to get penalized for throwing it out of the back of the end zone for intentional grounding. In Seattle, the Madbro game, when he actually threw it over Deion Branch's head, head, but Branch was held. Insane call. That was my introduction to Cleve Lakeman, I believe. All right, second down.
Well, you knew a lot about him after today. He was
second down
active.
Was Campbell got beat cleanly inside,
mm-hmm.
and Maye got rid of it quickly and just incomplete. And then third down was the interception. So it was 2.
Yeah.
You needed 2 yards. You ran 3 pass plays.
Yeah, they probably should have ran the ball. Like,
yeah,
I can't disagree with it.
but I don't actually believe that. If you have the play there on third down and it works, you just physically screwed up as the quarterback.
Right.
But you did get Maye absolutely crushed and potentially concussed. And he literally, did you like his post-game comments? I learned last year that if you stay down and show you're hurt, they'll come and check on you. So I knew I couldn't do that. It's like, red flag for the league there.
I was pretty shocked that they didn't check him.
Because he immediately grabbed his head. Like, ow, my head.
Yeah, he smashed his head against the turf too. Like the back of his head hit pretty hard. So I was pretty surprised by that. There's a lot of dooms.
Okay.
We've talked about
Stevenson,
all of
doom
them so far. Stevenson's one of my dooms.
Maye, doom.
He's listed on one of my dooms.
All right, I'll keep going. Gibson, I'm not putting doom despite
he's on my doom list. He fumbled the ball once. I know it was tough. Overall, he played a pretty good game, but when he fumbled the ball away.
Pop Douglas is a doom.
Douglas is a doom.
All right. Defensively is going to be, I would say Alex Austin's a doom.
Alex Austin's a doom.
I feel like no one else got roasted out there defensively.
You're right, but I'm going to put Christian Ellis on there just because, like, anytime you're benched, you're probably a doom.
Okay, I'll trust you and the coaching staff on that. I wasn't keyed into Christian Ellis today. I'll be honest.
So I've already defended him, but Carlton Davis letting him put a touchdown and having a defensive pass interference penalty probably puts you on the doom list.
Probably.
And the last one, Caleb Von Chason, just because offsides again. And then the defensive hold, I didn't get a great look at it, but like when you're penalized twice, when the team only has like 7 or 8 accepted penalties and you've got 2 of them, I think that lands you on the doom list.
Yeah, I don't know. You could probably point out a cornerback throughout the years. Like Miles Bryant was probably the most recent one that gets thrown into a lot of situations. And like some guys might like going back, like when Logan Ryan got his start.
Yeah.
It was probably something similar. I don't remember exactly the details, but I feel like some guys get thrust into positions over their heads and they swim and others sink. And like, I don't think it's Alex Austin's fault that he's not a starting cornerback in the NFL right now.
Yeah. Yeah. That he can't fully replicate what Christian Gonzalez does. No, I mean, they need Christian Gonzalez back. Christian Gonzalez was ruled out on Saturday.
Yeah, that was weird. Is that a new thing? Because they didn't travel. So I'm trying to figure out.
That surprised me a little bit. I do think, I don't know when teams do that and when teams don't. It was a little weird.
Yeah. Well, guess what? The Panthers, who are coming in next week, won 30-0 today. Do you know how many passing yards Bryce Young had?
300. I don't know.
121.
Not a lot.
No. So you should be able. Ted McMillan had 48 yards on 3 catches, and the next leading receiver was T. Tremble, who had 16 yards.
Tommy Tremble
with 16 yards on 2 receivers. So we said, you could get away with maybe not having Christian Gonzalez against this Steelers because they ran a 2-receiver set largely.
Yeah.
We can say it again for next week, honestly, because
we can, but I want to see him at this point. Yeah. Bryson Tremaine. So number 3, Bryson Tremaine.
Yeah, you're not familiar with his game?
Not Tommy Tremaine.
Not Johnny Tremaine, a famed
silversmith. Oh, that's what it was. Johnny Tremaine.
That's a silversmith apprentice for John Hancock back in the Revolutionary days.
Is that
his hand?
Is that a book of fiction though?
It's historical fiction, Doug. So I choose to believe it's true. He maimed his hand in silver and still bravely fought the Revolution. We salute you, Johnny Tremaine.
It's like when Tom Brady got his hand cut by Rex Burkhead.
Exactly. That's like the last time I read books on the regular. So I know all about it. If you want to know, like The Bridge to Terabithia, I get that one down too.
Do you have The Hatchet?
The Hatchet was next on the list. That's just a classic. And then I think one of the last books I ever read was what's the one where the kids run the island? They have the conch shell.
Oh yeah.
It's like
Lord
used
of the
as
Flies?
Lord of the Flies. So
what about The Outsiders? You ever read The Outsiders?
I was supposed to. I didn't.
You should have read The Outsiders. The Outsiders is good.
Pretty badass, dude.
It rocks.
One year for summer reading, I read 2 books.
You a greaser or a soch?
I couldn't tell you. I read 2 of the books, and then for the third one, I watched the movie. I think it was like Ordinary People, and I had 3 quizzes, and the quiz I did the best on was the one that I watched the movie for. So shout out to me.
Outsiders is good. You should read The Outsiders.
I
It's probably
probably
like
won't.
180 pages.
I had a Hemingway novel out, Farewell to Arms, all summer, just sitting there. I was like, I'll take it to the beach. I'll take it here. I'll take it. I never opened it.
It's too see that's
It's
too
like
daunting.
160 pages.
You got to start with like some sort of like crappy thriller because then like you'll actually want to read it.
Yeah.
Hemingway, it's too deep for the beach.
I actually did read a book this year, and I think it was so bad it turned me off from books. It's As I Lay Dying, which I think I only knew from like the hardcore band. Like
Yeah.
I don't, and so I read it, and I'm like, this is the worst book ever written.
Who wrote that?
I'll tell you who wrote As I Lay Dying. It was by William Faulkner, and it's like regarded.
Faulkner.
It's regarded as like an all-time great book, and I'm like, this is crap. So I'm out on books, and I'm right, and anyone that likes books is wrong.
Russell Wilson just threw a horrible interception. Do you think NBC was like conscious when they like booked this game for a Sunday night? Chiefs Giants.
Um,
Chiefs Giants.
It's not a good one. I mean,
I can understand doing like, all right, we're gonna put Cowboys Giants or like Eagles Giants.
they probably were in a position where, like, you know, the Chiefs obviously have so many primetime games, you don't get that many options, and they were probably choosing between the Giants and in just the New York market on a Sunday night is. I mean, there is a clause that every Sunday night game has to have an NFC East team, so maybe that's what's
certainly
play.
That used to be that used to be the case.
Cowboys
Every single
Giants,
Monday
Eagles
Sunday
Cowboys
game would always be the NFC East match. So
yeah,
I don't really care that much about this.
Yeah. So, did you have any more on this game in particular? Like, I had one note on Rodgers being so bad he hit Marte Mapu on the back shoulder.
Yeah, I made a joke after that play in the press box that was going to earn Mapu another game ball if they won.
It hit him in the back. That was pretty bad. Drake Maye had a run where he slid short of the sticks. I think that was the play of his life. The play of his life to come up short on second or third down.
Yeah.
Because he would have gotten broken in half. I think it was Patrick Queen and a safety. I forget who, but
no, 100%.
That play last year, I think he lowers his shoulder.
Yeah, you're right. Or he goes head first and gets annihilated.
Yeah. So that was a really, really good play. You know what stood out too? Another little bit of observery from the broadcast. There was a series. Mike Vrabel was on a knee with Caleb on Chason and the defensive line coach, whose name I just don't know. And the Patriots were on offense. And it was sort of Belichickian, where he just had his back to the field and was like, Josh, you're in charge, which I think speaks to that relationship. Because I think, at least on like the radio, who knows, they made a big deal out of Vrabel's play caller comment the day after they lost week 1. We don't know that relationship, whether it was arranged or whatever, but I think the autonomy of Josh McDaniels was clearly on display there.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of trust there for sure.
I had another one for you. You ready for another one?
Yeah.
Steph Diggs, obviously not like a huge game, had a few nice catches. Did you see the pick he set on Rhamondre Stevenson? That was another great McDaniels play. So Diggs is lined up in the right slot. It was a 3rd and 10, I want to say, and Stevenson had a 23-yard catch. Yeah. And so what was great, there was 2 things great about that play. Diggs had one job on that, and it was set a pick. And that's all he was trying to do. He was within a line of scrimmage, 1 yard of the line. So he just like was setting up and got clearly in the way of the linebacker that was coming to cover Stevenson. And Stevenson didn't run a swing route. He ran through the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
So there was a gap there, and he went through it, which is like those 2 factors. If one went awry, it still would have worked out. Like if he had to swing it wide, he still would have been open for a gain. And if Diggs didn't pick him, he probably still would have been open because of that cut up the field. So nice play call there. Nice, like Diggs doing, like when he says, I want to help the team, that was evidence of him backing up his words.
It was. Would have liked to ask him about that after the game, but
no talkie.
No.
Isn't that against the rules, Doug?
Figuring it out.
You going to talk to the manager?
Yeah, figure it out. Yeah, it was a good play by Diggs. Overall, I don't know if the Patriots are getting their money's worth on Stephon Diggs so far.
Oh no,
25 million
nice
a year.
Plays. They have to
25 million this season.
They have to figure out how to get the ball to the outside.
They gotta figure out how to get the ball to the wide receivers. But so far, I had a take, I think, before the season of like, oh, Chris Godwin versus Stephon Diggs. It'll be interesting to see how that looks after the season. Will still be interesting just because Godwin hasn't played, but it would not take long or much for Godwin to overtake Diggs' yardage so far this season.
Do you think if Stephon Diggs was lined up in the left slot on 4th and 1, he would have run to the sticks?
I think he would have known where the sticks were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have
So
done that.
I
I
think
would have
that
done that.
that's the thing. I think that you need a very dependable player in that role, and I'm not sure if Douglas is that yet. And I want to just keep saying yet because I think he could one day. But this is a team that needs all the help they can get right now, and I don't think they're getting enough help.
Their margin of error against bad teams is so minuscule that it's like you're losing to bad teams on the margins. You've got to improve that. Like you've got to, if we want to do big picture, like win outlook, like these are the games.
I just fumbled the ball.
Well, welcome to Pat's Chat, everybody. If you want to win 7, 8, 9 games, you've now kicked away 2 against bad teams. So it's I did watch on Red Zone a fair amount of the Saints Seahawks game. The Saints are big bad.
Yeah,
probably the worst team in the league. But like the Browns had a big win over the Packers, so like maybe that win's not guaranteed. I don't think any win is guaranteed. I think that's the point you have here. They're going to win games, right? They play the Jets, they play the Saints, they play the Panthers, they play the Browns. Maybe they're going to win games, but there's also games they're not going to win. We know.
Yeah.
And I don't know. You might be looking at 6 to 7 as your ceiling as this goes on.
I'm getting over my skis a little bit here. I think that's the phrase.
Yeah.
I kind of need to win next week to keep that like interest level in this team, I feel like.
It's interesting. Next week, let's play things out here in Boston sports. The Red Sox kind of farting around. Will finish their regular season next week.
Yeah.
Theoretically, we'll make the wild card during the week. They could be done by the middle of week 5.
Yeah.
So interest-wise, like the The don't have Tatum. The Patriots had Tatum today.
They did.
But the Celtics don't have Tatum this year. The Bruins look like dog doo-doo on paper. Mm-hmm. So I do think they'll still have everyone's attention, but you're right. Enthusiasm may wane.
They didn't have that much attention last year, even when, I don't know.
No. I mean, if they bottom out and they're looking at another 4-win season, it'll be a long year.
I just think like if you lose to the Panthers, and once again, I'm getting ahead of myself, but like you lose to the Panthers, then you probably lose to the Bills on Sunday night.
Yeah. You do have Saints, Titans, Browns, Falcons after that. So like,
right. They can beat the Saints.
It's a big game this week.
But like there's 3 road games in a row. Like you lose the Bills. Can you beat the Saints and the Titans on the road? I guess. And then the next time they're home is that Browns game in week 8. Yeah, I don't know. Like it's still, so they should beat the Panthers. They should lose the Bills, and they should beat the Saints and the Titans. So,
oh God, you know what? You know what's troublesome?
What?
2 years ago, they were 1-8 at home. I think one of those games was in Europe, though. So that's 1-7. That was the Colts in Frankfurt. Last year, they were 2-6 at home.
Yeah, and one of those was that Week 18 game.
So really 1-6. And then this year, they're 0-2 at home against 2 teams that really aren't much to talk about. So it's just, to your point about interest, I checked week 1 around $12.45 for tickets. I like to see them, and they were really cheap. You could get in for $20 against the Raiders.
Yeah.
Today, not so much. The Steelers fans travel like crazy. Yeah. I think that's a big if the next week, I don't think there will be many Panthers fans traveling for that one.
Yeah.
Unless they want to see Boston in the fall, which is lovely. So there's a chance.
I don't know. Yeah. I won't make a comment about Panthers fans. I'm sure there's
lots of them. I think as you get toward the south, there's they'd be more apt to travel for college football than.
Right.
Speaking of Carolina football, we'll discuss that later. But Bill Belichick, tough game this week. But yeah, I think that's a there was a real chance for there to be enthusiasm is probably too weird of a word, but everyone was kind of on the same page. Like I don't think anyone was going, "Oh, it's a Super Bowl or bust this year."
No,
but it was like building something worth investing in.
Yeah.
And you do risk that if you fall to 1-3 with losses against the Panthers, Steelers, and Raiders, you do
Yeah.
lose a
And
lot of that.
I will say, um, I expected the crowd to be a little bit more juiced up in this game, but I think the
Well,
start of the game probably affected that.
they were all kicked in the pants in the first
Yeah.
quarter.
But like
But yeah, so
even at the end there, it wasn't like the crowd was just like going nuts.
yeah,
But
five
five
turnovers.
turnovers will do that.
It's just dumb. So let's say it, the Pats chat statement right now. Week 4 is a must win against the Carolina Panthers. In
Yeah,
the
I think it kind of
sense,
is. Yeah.
must win in the sense of like, can you have a decent season?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
worse than 2-2 with that opening 4, gross.
100%. All right. We're going to get out of here. We will talk to you guys again midweek, probably Thursday, to talk about that Panthers game a little bit more, talk about everything that's been going on in Patriots land. We already saw that they were willing to bench guys with Christian Ellis and Alex Austin. Now we wait to see what happens with Rhamondre Stevenson and DeMario Douglas, and if they
Must
will make
win.
similar moves with Antonio Gibson and Efton Chisholm.
It's a must win game.
Must win game against
Season
the Panthers.
hangs in the balance.
Super Bowl 38 rematch?
38, that's correct. Great game. You know what's great about that game? I know you want to go. They're driving to win the game in the fourth quarter, right?
Yeah.
And it is, I mean, it was a great game, unbelievable game. And Troy Brown has like a 20-yard catch to get in a field goal range. He's the man. He is clutch.
Yeah.
And they call offensive pass interference. It was the
Yeah.
most dog crap call ever. And what did the Patriots do back then? Go to Deion Branch, who runs it up the seam, I believe, turns his back to the defender, catches it midair, gets a helmet to the spine, holds onto the ball in the exact same spot Troy Brown was when he caught it, and they
Yeah.
get in field goal range and win the game. It's like, damn, those teams were good. They had such
were.
balls.
Real quick, did you have any thoughts on Edelman or Parcells?
People get really fired up about these things, and like they create a lot of concerns about who's going to get in next and all that. I don't know. I think they'll figure it out. You know, if the next wave, if like the Gronkowskis and McCourties of the world become eligible and Vinatieri's still not in, guess what? They'll put him in.
He'll get in eventually. Yeah. Or
So,
they'll make a special exception. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's a nice, like Edelman is one of the best sports stories in the history of the world.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Like I was working.
He was like 4'10" when he was a freshman in high school.
Yeah. Tall, shorter than me. And I was 5'2".
He was Michael Hurley, but he made the NFL.
It's just like the most underdog story of all time, because I was working at Nesson that day he was drafted, and it was like, it wasn't even on TV. It just came across the wire. It was like, as a receiver. And you're like, well, this is all a stupid thing, like whatever. And then
what are they doing here? Yeah.
You know, he makes his presence known, and he has the kick return in Philadelphia. And even then it took 3 full years of him.
Unreal. He was like that. They kept him for that long.
Well, he did have the 2 touchdown playoff game, which was like the most forgettable thing ever because they got blasted by the Ravens. But to not only like become a contributing NFL player, but to become like the go-to guy for the best quarterback of all time during a dynastic run.
Yeah.
It was incredible. And like, he had more after that too. Like the Seattle game in 2020 was his best game ever.
Yeah.
And then obviously the knee thing kind of ended that. So a great career, a nice little speech. I thought he did a good job with that.
Yep.
It
was just good to see him again. Good to have him around again. One thing, I don't know if I mentioned on the podcast or not, but like one thing I really miss is him sprinting out of the helmet in pregame, because now that you just like, there's no energy on that pregame run out because no one's doing what he did. But like, there's a very short list of my favorite players I've ever covered on the Patriots, and he's on it with
Brian Stork,
Devin McCourty, Duron Harmon. Those might be the 3, but like Matthew Slater, Logan Ryan, those guys are in there as well. But like Edelman might be number 1. Just everything about him was so fun to cover. He was funny. He was good to talk to, good to chat with. And like, just even like his little like odd couple relationship with Matthew Slater was fun. Like, these guys used to live together. Like, what the hell? Could you name 2 more opposite people on the team? But no, just like, I don't know, just a great player to cover. Really good to see him again. Good to see him again enshrined. And like, it would be cool just because I like him if he got into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, but I don't think it's going to happen. So like, it feels like this probably just meant a lot to him, and it
Yeah.
was really cool to see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he should be around more. I would say that it was a two-parter that I loved in the helmet. Edelman sprinting the 100 yards, which is like
Yeah.
that seems like a waste of energy, but like good for you.
It
And
worked
then
for him.
Brady would
Yeah.
come out to about the 40, stop. He would not have his helmet, or he would hand his helmet to someone,
Yeah.
and then he would take a bottle of water and go like a psychopath. Like he was like in murderer mode at that point. It was
Yeah.
very scary. And then the Parcells thing, like I think it's nice to see Parcells and Kraft
Right.
bury the hatchet. You know,
Yeah.
like we're old men, folks. Let's get over it. Which brings us to Bill Belichick. Like you're gonna have to get over it. So eventually, it'll
Yeah.
be nice to see that one. Theoretically, if it happens, I don't know that it ever will, but if it could happen with Parcells, then it can happen with anyone.
One last point. I did not tune in from the very beginning. I tuned in pretty early on, and Belichick's name was not mentioned from what I heard until
Edelman,
Edelman's speech.
yeah,
And I'm not a public relations expert. If
you're not a
I were,
Jordan Hudson then, because
I'm
she's a
not
public
Jordan Hudson.
relations expert.
If I were to give the Patriots advice, it would be to act like Bill doesn't have a grudge with you, to
Mm.
acknowledge everything that he did, give him all of his flowers,
So
give him
you
as
want to build
much
him a
praise as
statue?
possible, build him a statue,
Build it without his permission.
just like treat him like he was the greatest head coach in NFL history, which he is. Treat him like he's the greatest coach in your history. Mention him whenever. Talk about how like he was on the staff of the Parcells. Like I know it's easy for people to be like, oh God, I mean, he's being such a jerk to us. We should be a jerk to him too. I think like this is the scenario where you just take the higher ground, whatever it is,
Yeah.
and just act like there's nothing going on and give him all the praise, mention him all the time, have his pictures places. Don't act like he doesn't exist because that's
Hmm.
only going to make you look just as bad as him. And I don't think that that's what you need right now. I think that you don't
Yeah.
need to have a grudge with him. He can have a grudge with you, but there's no reason for you to have a grudge with him.
Yeah. And outside of that, Doug, the Tar Heels suck.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I watched a lot of that
Well,
game. I
Patriots
will
might
say,
too. Patriots might too.
yeah, well, that's not the point. They lost
Yeah, I know.
34-9 to the Central Florida Knights.
Yeah,
Uh,
Golden
they
Knights.
they got outgained 223 to 154. Oh, that was passing yards. Sorry, total yards 366 to 217. It was just
Not great.
a brutal beatdown. So, yeah, not going too well for Belichick. I want one last point because you didn't watch the game on TV because you're a
Right.
big shot. It was Ian Eagle and JJ Watt. Extra camera angles,
Oh, man.
replay angles, high definition. Like it was cool. However, at one point, Ian Eagle said Mike Owenu,
Mm,
and I was like, not great. And JJ Watt was calling a game with his brother playing, and there
yeah.
was no like conflict of interest complaints. Like, what if JJ Watt goes to practice and teams running the ball at TJ Watt has been his story, like that's very successful. What if he sees something at practice? Is he not going to tell his brother? And honestly,
Yeah.
is this a controversy? No. But
It's
it's
not,
just
but yeah, I mean, like
if everyone's going to freak out about Brady,
right.
you either have to freak out about JJ Watt calling a TJ Watt game or not freak out about Brady.
Right. Yeah. I mean, even the production meetings, like they're like, oh, hey, this guy's gonna play more. This guy's gonna do this. That guy's gonna do that. Like, I don't know.
Aren't you
When
going to tell
you
your
bring
brother?
that to your brother, like,
Yeah.
yeah,
And like at times, like first of all, TJ
it's
Watt
weird
lined
to
up.
make it his third game of the season too.
Yeah.
You know.
And like TJ Watt lined up off odds multiple times, and
Yeah.
you didn't get that from the color commentator. One time when Maye ran around TJ Watt and he wanted
Right.
the holding call on Matt Collins, he's like,
Yeah.
really should have called the penalty there. It's like, oh, do you agree, JJ, with TJ?
Right.
And then when Drake May fumbled, JJ Watt excitedly yelled ball, like,
Right. I saw
and
that
it's like,
one. Yeah.
but it's like, I don't blame him.
I know. Right.
If
You're
my
just
brother
putting
was
him
playing,
in a difficult position. Yeah.
I don't want him to pretend like he's not rooting for his brother.
Right.
And it pales in comparison to Fox putting Brett Boone in the booth when Aaron Boone hit the home run. Like Brett Boone was the third man in the booth with McCarver and Buck in the 03 ALCS. As his brother hit the walk-off home run, I was like, this is stupid.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I really don't care. I just think if you're going to freak out about Tom Brady, you've got to freak out about JJ Watt. Just be consistent. And if you don't want to, then stop freaking out about Tom Brady because ultimately, if you tell Tom Brady secrets, you're a moron.
That's true.
All right.
All right. Oh, one last point.
The podcast that will never end.
Sneaky John Jastrzemski shout out during Edelman's speech. Double J.
Oh,
Throwing him passes before games.
his
Thought
routines.
that was fun.
He did throw a bunch of nicknames there, so I missed the
He
Double
said
J.
he said he saw Bobby Balls or whatever in the crowd. I was like, I'll bet you don't see Double J in the crowd.
Yeah. Though Jim Murray of the Sports Hub.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I got random chest pain because my pecs are bulging. I'm so
Wow.
strong. Jim Murray posted on Instagram after the Raiders game that McNally was there and he met him. Jim McNally went up to Jim Murray and was like, I'm Jimmy Hutfingers.
What?
I know.
The deflator?
The deflator.
Wow.
I think just went to the game as a fan.
That's crazy. Double J, deflator, hit me up.
Those are two interviews I need.
Yeah.
You know?
Hit me up.
I gotta ask.
If you're watching at the 115 mark, that's on you.
I told Jim Murray, I was like, this is as if you told a 27-year-old female that you just met Taylor Swift. That's what I feel because you met Jim McNally.
It's true. It's very true.
So
all right. We're gonna get out of here.
Okay, bye.
RIP Bruce Allen. We'll see you later.